Hey everyone, and welcome to Hooked on Needles and Crafts. Today we're going to be continuing doing our breakfast series with the Cafe Crochet booklet. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in. And for my new viewers, please consider subscribing, share, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and click on that notification bell for future videos. So today, you guys, we are continuing our breakfast series. I will leave a link for the Cafe Crochet book in the description box below. If you had not caught the egg and bacon video, go ahead and check that out. But we're going to do toast today. I'm going to be doing new stitches at least 3 times step by step, and then I'm going to be going through each instruction. These videos are a supplement to the instruction booklet, so I highly recommend that you get this booklet if you'd like to make any of these projects that I'm going to be doing. It's a really cute book, and there's a ton of projects in there, so we are going to be doing that. I am going to be putting off my viewer request list for the duration of the month. I'm making all these snacks and goodies for my goddaughter, so I need to focus on making that, but I'll resume my request list after. Okay, so let's go straight into making this toast. If you need to speed up or slow down the video, click on the gear button in the corner. There are playback options to go fast or slow. If you don't need to hear me talk, you can always lower the volume on your device and then click on the closed captions CC button. Alright, so we're going to start with using tan yarn. You're supposed to be using a 3.75 millimeter hook. I only have a 4 through 3.5 millimeters, so the size will be different. And then of course you can get your own yarn and your own materials as you need them, so they are going to be different from you to me, or me to you. Alright, so we are going to learn how to cast onto our hook using the slip knot. So you want to take your ring and pinky and thumb and hold one end. Then we're going to take our index and middle finger and hold the other. So what you want to do is hold your hook perpendicular to the yarn. We're going to go down, out, and around so we can make this loop around your hook, and you can slide it up and down. We're going to slide this down to our thumb, take our middle finger and just hold it where it crosses. I'm going to let go of my left and gather up some feeder yarn. Then I'm going to repinch this end here, and we're going to slide the hook towards the thumb, and then we're going to pinch where it crosses so that you can no longer slide your hook up and down. We're going to yarn over, which is putting this yarn over the hook. So yarn over, and then we're going to pull this yarn through this loop, just like that. Now I'm going to overhand my hook, and then we're going to take, we're going to repinch the end piece here and pinch it tightly. Don't let it go. We're going to push this knot towards the thumb. So you want to push this knot till it gets smaller, and you want to hit the point to where you can't push it down anymore. Once you get to that point, then you can take the thumb and the middle finger and pull out that end just a little bit more to make that knot nice and taut. You don't have to pull it too hard. Then I'm going to grab this knot and I'm going to slide it up towards the hook. And you want to leave some space because we're going to be doing our first stitches. So for what it's asking us to do is to do some chains. Chains are the most basic stitch in crocheting. What you want to do is hold the knot down here with your thumb and middle finger. This is going to stabilize your project. We're going to do a yarn over, so put this yarn over the hook, and then we're going to pull this through this loop, and then we've done our chain stitch. See, very simple. We've got some braiding in the front, a little loop in the back. Alright, now let's do another one. So yarn over, and we're going to pull this strand through this loop, another chain stitch. So that's why it's the most basic step, basic stitch of crocheting, because it's that simple. So we have our 2 chains that look like braids. You flip it on its side, you can see the 2 humps in the back here. All right, so for round 1, we're coming in from second chain of hook. So we're not going to be using this first one here. We're going to be using the second one. And we're going to be doing an increasing stitch. Okay? And this is going to be a single crochet increasing stitch. They don't really specify that here, but I'm assuming that, and I'm going to show you how to do a single crochet stitch. So an increasing single crochet stitch is basically putting 2 of the single crochet stitches in one of these stitches. So since we're skipping the first one, we're going to move on to the second one. I'm going to put my hook in this back hump here. So you know how you have your nice braiding in the front? When you turn it to the back, you have these bumps. I'm going to put my hook into the bump. So skip the first one, put your hook into the second one. You can try tucking in this excess piece in the back like that. Now let me show you how to do a single crochet stitch. So we're going to yarn over. We're going to pull this through this loop. So now you have 2 loops onto your hook. Then we're going to yarn over again, and you're going to pull through those 2 loops. Like that. So that is 1 single crochet stitch. Now an increasing stitch I said was 2, so we're going to do 1 more. And you want to stick your hook back into that same hump. We're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull up a loop. So you have 2 loops onto your hook. Then we're going to yarn over again and pull through those 2 loops. So now we have 2 single crochet stitches to make our increasing stitch. So now what we have to do is chain 1 and turn. Okay? So you see how our project is like this? We just have to turn it the other way like that. Alright, so now for round 2, we have to do an increasing stitch and a single crochet stitch. So we're going to stick our hook into the first stitch, and we're going to do our increasing stitch. Let me show that again to make sure you know how to do it. Stick your hook into this first stitch. We're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then an increasing stitch is using that same stitch. Put in your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So we have our increasing stitch, and then we're going to do a single crochet stitch. So into the next stitch, put in your hook. We're going to do a single crochet stitch. Okay. And then we're going to have our chain 1 and turn. So yarn over, pull through the loop, that's chain 1, and we're going to turn. Alright, so now for row 3, we're going to be doing single crochet stitches and an increasing stitch. So into the first stitch, do your single crochet stitch, and then do your other crochet stitch, single crochet stitch, and then we're going to do an increasing stitch. So put your hook into the next stitch. We're going to do 2 single crochet stitches in this one. So 1 and 2. Alright, so now we're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn. Okay, so now for row 4, we're going to do single crochet stitches and chaining 1. So into the first stitch, let's do our single crochet stitch and do that all the way down. And then we're going to do our chain stitch and turn. Alright, so for round 5, we have to do a couple of single crochet stitches and an increasing stitch. A couple single crochet stitches and a few increasing stitches. So into the first stitch, let's do our single crochet stitch, and another, and then we're going to do increasing stitches the way down. 1, 2, and 1 and 2. All right, so now we're going to chain 1 and turn. All right, so now for round 6, we're going to do an increasing stitch and then 5 single crochet stitches. Okay, so into the first stitch, do your increasing stitch, and then we're going to do our single crochet stitches. All right, so now we're going to chain 1 and turn. All right, now for round 7, we're going to do single crochet stitches all the way, chain 1 and turn. So into the first stitch, do our single crochet stitch, and then all the way down. Okay, so now for round 8, we're going to do an we're going to do a few increasing stitches, and then we're going to do single crochet stitches. So into the first stitch, do your increasing stitch, and then we're going to do the rest, and then we're going to do our single crochet stitches. Alright, so now for round 9, let's chain 1 first. We're going in turn, we're going to do our single crochet stitches. Right, chain 1 and turn. Alright, so now for round 10, we're going to do an increasing stitch and single crochet stitches and chaining 1. Alright, so for round 11, we're going to be doing single crochet stitches and an increasing stitch, and then chaining 1. And then for round 12, we're doing single crochet stitches, chain 1, and turn. This is a very active instructions here. Alright, round 13, we're going to do single crochet stitches and an increasing stitch. Alright. For row 14, we're going to be doing single crochet stitches. Okay. Then for round 15, we're going to do single crochet stitches and an increasing stitch. Okay. Then for round 16, we're going to be doing an increasing stitch and then single crochet stitches. Okay, chain 1. Alright. And for round 13, round 17, we're going to be doing single crochet stitches and an increasing stitch. chain 1 and turn. Alright, so for round 18 we're going to be doing single crochet stitches. Right, chain 1 and turn. Now for round 19 we're going to be doing single crochet stitches and an increasing stitch. I have to remind myself that we're going to change to brown, so I'm going to stop before doing the last part of the increasing stitch, so we'll see. Okay, and then we're going to do the increasing stitch. Here's one, and then I'm going to stop before I do the next single crochet stitch in that increasing stitch. I'm going to pull this loop out so that I have some slack here. I won't lose this knot. Set this aside. Then take your brown yarn, it's saying, and this is going to be a different material from what I am using, so it's gonna look different. It's not by choice, I'm just using what I have. So hold on, I have a huge knot that I'm gonna try to get rid of. Alright, so I have this yarn here. It's actually pulled from a project that I worked on, an old one that I'm not going to do anymore. So that's why it's all crinkly, but it's my closest to the brown I can get it. So what we're going to do is cast on with the brown. So again, you want to take your ring and pinky and thumb, hold one end, take your index and middle and hold the other. Lie your hook perpendicular to the yarn. We're going to go down, out, and around to create this loop around the hook. Slide it down towards your thumb. We're going to take our middle finger here and just hold it where it crosses. I'm going to let go of my left so I can gather some feeder yarn. Then I'm going to re-pinch this end here, and then I'm going to slide down the hook close to my thumb. And where it crosses, I'm going to pinch it so that I can no longer slide this hook up and down. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to pull this through the loop like that. I'm going to overhand my hook like this, and I'm going to re-pinch this end. I'm going to push this knot towards my thumb. Tighten up that knot, and then we're going to pull this excess piece to make it just a little bit more taut, and I'm going to slide this knot up towards the hook just like that. So now I'm going to remove this off my hook, try not to lose the loop. I'm going to pick up my project, stick my hook back into that loop and tighten it up. We're going to finish up our last single crochet stitch in our increasing stitch. So I'm going to stick this back into that same stitch, and we're going to do our single crochet stitch. But before I finish it, I'm going to set this I guess tan aside. I'm going to grab my brown, slip it on, and we're going to pull the brown through those 2 loops like this. And we're not going to be using the tan anymore, so I'm just going to cut this off, and I'm going to tie a knot 2 times around the brown. And it doesn't have to be too tight, it just has to be secure so that you don't lose any of your stitching. Okay, so now we can move on to the next bit. So we have to chain 1 and turn. Like that, and turn. So for round 20, we're going to do single crochet stitches and an increasing stitch, and that's going to become a corner space. So let's just start with that. Now what I want to do too is hide this excess piece, so I'm going to crochet it into the project. So what we're going to do is stick your hook, make sure that the excess piece here is kind of out of the way. Stick your hook into the first stitch. Now make sure that this excess piece is just lined up with these stitches here. We're going to be doing a yarn over, pull up a loop, a yarn over, and we're going to pull through 2 loops. We have our first single crochet stitch. Let's do this again. Stick your hook into the next stitch here. Make sure that your excess piece is out of the way. It's kind of draping over the hook like this. Alright, and then we're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. So we have 2 single crochet stitches. We still have this excess piece, but you can see it's inside those stitches. Let's do this again. Stick your hook into the next stitch. You have your excess piece out of the way. It's just draped over the hook and lined up with all these other stitches. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So we have our 3 single crochet stitches, and we're still crocheting around this excess piece so we can hide it. So you're just going to keep doing that until it's completely gone. You can always trim it off if it's too long. But yeah, I'm going to keep going with this. This is a great way to hide any excess pieces throughout your project. So moving forward, I hope you guys end up doing that when I'm doing the same thing, even though I'll explain it every single time. I just, you know, not everyone's gonna watch the previous video, so it's extra work, but you'll appreciate hiding the pieces, because even if you cut it, there's still a little strand that's gonna stick out. So and then whatever is remaining that is poking out, you could always trim. Okay. Alright, so we're doing our thing here, and then we're going to do an increasing stitch, and we're going to do this at the corner. Okay, so just shove that hook into that corner piece there, and we're going to do our increasing stitch just like that. Alright, and now for the next bits, we have single crochet stitches along the side. Alright, so let's see how many rows I have. So you want to evenly disperse it. It's so much different when it's on the side stitches because you see there's not really a clear indication of where, but you can kind of use the rows to maybe help you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so I'm going to use these rows to help me. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Alright. Look how cute. Alright. So we're fastening off and leaving a long tail for sewing. On one slice of bread, leave one long tan and one long brown tail, weave in remaining tails. Interesting. So for the tan, they should have said this before, but we need one long tail, assuming for the crust of the bread. Okay, because we have to make two sides of this, and then they wanted a tail for the tan, but I tucked it in as we did. It's not the end of the world because this is going to be sandwiched probably in between, and then we're going to put stuffing in it. What we're going to do when we make the second side, we're going to cut a length of the tan and not tuck it in like we did. So we'll also have a tan length that should be double this side, so that we can sew it all together. So let's fasten this off now. To fasten off, we're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through the loop all the way out, and then we're going to tighten up the loop. So again, I'm going to do the second side. It's the same instructions from round 1 to round 20, but when I finish up with the tan, I'm going to make sure I have a length that is double the length of this side here so that we have enough to sew. So something like that. I'm going to pop back in with the other half of the slice, and we have some faces to put on these. And yeah, so I'll be back. Right, so here's the first piece we've made, and we have the tail for the brown, and then this is the second piece that I made, and I left a tail for the tan. So what we have to do now is do the face. So what I'm going to do is I don't really have brown. I'm going to use this color for the eyes. I know, you ask, why do I use such weird colors? I don't know. I figured because it kind of fits the color family. That's the only thing I can think of. But this toast has blush, so I do have pink for that. Okay, so I'm just gonna get... Oh, that wasn't good. Alright, we'll just deal with that another time. Totally tangled that up. Alright. Gonna get our needle here. And it says to add the safety eyes, placing them between rows 5 and 6, counting up from the bottom, about 2 stitches apart. Sew on the mouth and felt cheeks. So they have felt cheeks. I don't have felt. I'm going to be using pink yarn that I have right here. Alright, so let's see, from the bottom, rows 5 and 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so row 5, and then it says about 2 stitches apart. So I'm just gonna put this in the middle here, somewhere in the middle. Gonna leave my little end piece here so I can tie it later. But we're gonna stick this here. Okay, and then I'm going to do several passes to make a thick eye. Okay, and then once we have that, it says 2 stitches apart between eyes. So I'm going to count 2 stitches. Here's 1, here's 2. And we're going to do the same thing on this eye. Do a few passes to make it into a thick eye. Okay, and then once that is done, we're going to do the mouth. Right, and it's a very tiny mouth. So it looks like it's coming up from in between the eyes again, but we only have 2 stitches, so I'm going to try to go into this half stitch here, right up here. And then I'm going to go into the half stitch on this side. We're going to try to leave a little loop. Go in from down here. And I'm just gonna go and do 1 passing. I think before on the other ones I did 2. I'm just gonna do the 1, flip upside down, and we're gonna tie this twice. And I don't know why the other ones don't have blush, but okay. So I tied that twice. Gonna trim this. Then I'm gonna go grab my pink yarn. You can use embroidery floss as well, but I have pink yarn and it's a little thicker, so maybe the passes won't be so much. I'm going to thread this up. And it looks like the blush is kind of a row down, so I'm going to put one here. Let's see how 3 goes. Okay, then I'm just gonna do this on the other side. Okay. Then I'm going to tie this together, double knot. Trim this off. All right. So now what we have to do is assemble the toast. With the brown tail, sew the crust together first. Weave in the yarn through the stitches from around 20 along the bottom side. Make sure to weave through the stitches, not over, to create a clean finish. Then take the tan tail and sew the center of the bread together. Weave the yarn needle under, then over the sides. So this one is over. Okay, and then over the sides, secure and hide the tails. All right, so we're not stuffing this, which I think is a little very thin bread. I like my bread fluffy. But you can always put stuffing if you want. Okay, so thread this up. I'm going to line these 2 pieces and we're going to sew them together. I'm going to tuck this inside the toast. Alright, so I'm going to do stitch for stitch here. And then it's telling you to, we're going to do some back stitching. So we're going side by side like this, in and out, not going over the stitches. Okay, we're nearing the last bits of this crust. So I'm going to be putting this in here. What I can do is we are going to fasten this off. So I have a loop. Don't pull it all the way. We're going to slip our needle into there and then we're going to pull it all the way and tighten it up. I'm going to grab my scissor, cut this off. We're going to just tuck that piece in. So grab this here and we're going to sew the rest of it. Oh, make sure you get every bit. So come in here and tuck in your excess piece. We're going to sew this together, and they said that this one that we can go over the stitch because there's not really there's no stitches on the side. It's just, you know, kind of hodgepodgey. So I'm going to do that and try your best to keep it even Steven, and make it nice and neat. Man, I thought I did double the length, but I feel like this might not be enough. You could always cut more yarn, but that just means more yarn to hide. So that's why I don't prefer doing that. Hopefully I can make it to the other side with this one, but I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't. So alright, I think I forced it to make it all the way. Alright, so now that I'm on the other side, I'm going to find a moment to fasten this off. So when I make this loop here, I'm going to stick my needle through it, tighten it up, and then I'm going to stick my my needle into the toast in between. I'm going to have it come out somewhere, anywhere like that. Okay, you want to be able to straighten this out, but I'm going to cut flush to the toast here, and then we're going to stretch this out so it disappears. But we have our toast. Now, you guys, we have already created the other pieces. I'm gonna come back in and do the second toast, but just to show you, we've got our 2 bacon, we got our egg, and we got our toast. I'm sorry, I just can't right now. This is too funny. Click the like button if you agree. So I'm gonna come back in, we're gonna build a second toast, and then we'll put it all together and see what it looks like. But so far it's looking mighty fine. And then if you saw the egg video, I did add 2 more rows, and then I just did a variation of the last row of instructions to make it look wavy, because I don't know if it was me, I don't know if it was the instructions, but once we did that single crochet stitch all around, it kind of washed out the wavy that we had made. So I just, you know, added more. But anyway, be right back and we'll see everything all together. Okay, so I've completed my second piece of toast, you guys. Look at our little friendly collection of breakfast that we got here. Comment below, let me know what you think. Let me know if you're waiting for this book to come in. Let me know if you will get this book or not. But yeah, here it is. We've got our egg, we've got our bacon, and we got our toast. You can stack them up, you know, feed yourself. Oh, look how cute that is, you guys. So I cannot wait to complete the rest of the items that I have coming to this channel. We're gonna be, this was the breakfast series. Next we're gonna be doing the lunch series, so I'm looking forward to that. At any rate, thank you so much, you guys, for watching. This is Hooked on Needles and Crafts. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.